Hey guys, this is Foolish Mortal 42 back with some more World of Warcraft. Just finished up Duskwood and did really good. Got several upgrades. See, we got that. I think we got the Spark Metal Coif there. Let's see. The Demon Band was a drop, which was really nice. We got this nice shield. Sorry, it's summer, so not that my allergies ever take a break. So while we were off, I spent an hour back in Duskwood and worked on leveling up my herbalism a little bit and put some stuff in the auction house. So we have quite a bit of a little cash flow going. And I also picked up the shoveler from the auction house. It was really a really good buy, and I got a +7 weapon enchant through on it, and some Knight's Pauldrons of the Bear to upgrade, and a pretty good chest piece to replace our Phantom armor, which has been really good for us. But I think it's definitely time to be upgrading, and our crit chance is pretty good. Oh yeah, that's thrown off by our rally drive the Dragon Slayer, so that will drop down a little bit from 42%. Anyway, excuse me. So, and I also got some agility enchants and a strength enchant, and that will kind of help replace our rugged spalders that were dropping off. So, all right, so we're going to continue the missing diplomat, and I think that this is going to end up sending us to over to Kalimdor eventually, if I'm thinking. I mean, it's like I said, it's been a long time.
Yeah, this is an interesting read. Jorgen and Delave were smart to bring me in on this. Seems the Defias have been trying pretty hard to complete this plan of theirs. What's this? Fist? That's a familiar name. Yeah, now that I think about it, Dashel something. What was his name? Fist. Dashel Stonefist. They call him Fist in some circles. Probably on account that he likes to get in brawls. You can find him in Old Town usually, right smack dab in the center of it. Go talk to him. If you have to, use a sword or something heavy and blunt to persuade him to open up some. And don't hesitate. If he's in this as deep as these papers suggest, then he's not going to give you any information willingly. See you later.
Okay. Maybe this isn't the quest that I'm thinking about. But I also picked up a few things that we're going to be going north for anyway. So we'll be making a couple of stops there. Yep. I did try to stream earlier today, just briefly to kind of test how that was going to work. It did not, unfortunately. The lag on it was just too much. Yeah, but now I've never streamed before, so maybe that's kind of normal. There we go. I knew there was a little alley back here. Fingers, old Beasley. There we go.
What? You come into me alley and ask questions about me personal business? Business which you obviously have nothing to do with.
Yeah, you're obviously not the smartest person to come into Stormwind, but you're about to be one of the dumbest to never leave. Have you met me friends?
Watch your back.
Ooh. Didn't mean to kill the other thugs. Never mind.
So you came to me for a reason. What is it you need?
So, yeah. I might know something about that meeting at Addle's stead. Happened a few weeks back, I think. I really didn't have any part in it. Me part was done when Plan A failed. Damn adventurers. The guy we got on the inside for Plan B came out of Menethil. Guy called Slim. That's all I know regarding their backup plan.
Very good.
All right. All right, so back to our contact. I mean, thankfully we're not having to like fly or run back and forth like we had to do in Duskwood. Oh, get up there.
Good to see you're still alive, adventurer. So, it went well with Dashel then, huh? I've been reading up more on this plan of theirs, and although it doesn't state the name of the diplomat they were after, it does talk about this Plan B they enacted after failing on their first attempt to capture him. This Slim that Dashel mentioned doesn't have any other name written here, but if you say he's in Menethil, then that's a start. A contact of mine retired in the wetlands at the harbor city of Menethil. He should be willing to help on your word alone if you tell him you're working for me. His name is Mikhail. He mentioned becoming a bartender before leaving Storm.
Okay, we know who that is.
Speak to him, find this Slim, and find out if there's anything else to know about this kidnapped diplomat. We need to find out where they've taken him, or at least who he is. The docket doesn't mention anything about their plans after he's captured. Have a good one.
Right. Oh, just a short flight. Well, not too short. Whoops. I'm still going the wrong way. Yeah, even by investing some money, I mean, we're doing really, really well. And of course, I can always go to a neutral auction house.
These great beasts know paths that you can't find on foot. They'll get you there fast.
We can go into a neutral auction house and pull my horde money and have Aldar put in something for like 4,000 gold buyout, and then have one of my horde characters buy it, and that's an easy way to transfer money between your horde and your alliance side. But I think we'll be okay. I'm not super hard up for money. We might, if we don't have enough for flying when we hit to Outland at 58, I may do that, because it just really, really speeds up that questing. And Outlands is only going to be a few episodes, because you get, there's like a bonus, and they decreased your level, the amount that you need per level for your Outland stuff, those levels, and so you actually go through that pretty quickly. I think the last time I leveled through there, I did all of Hellfire Peninsula, and then I think most of the way through Nagrand, maybe like 2/3 of Nagrand, and then I was ready to go. But of course there's I'm so sorry. So you get like so many upgrades through Hellfire Peninsula. Like just there's tons of good gear just from regular quests. And then Nagrand, you're kind of kind of starting to get into like your pre dungeon, like your pre 80 dungeon gear. Like there's some good stuff there. Then you can go to Netherstorm and just do like your introductory quest at Area 51 or Area 52. I mean, and yeah, there's some really good stuff there. And there's some elite quests I think we might be able to attempt that has really good gear that will last us probably into Northrend. But where to go into Northrend first? I mean, Howling Ford's pretty fun because you get that harbor at the in the base there, and then you got the I never can remember the alliance names of that, but both have pretty good gear. I think Berean Tundra actually does give a little bit better gear, or at least I know that it does for Ford. So I'll probably do some research on that. We'll probably. I've been thinking. So we're working on Retribution right now, and I think if we have enough money, I'll pick up dual class or dual specialization and pick up a protection skills also. And then that way we can actually tank and just have like a completely separate gear set. But we'll see how our money situation kind of shakes out. Because I think it's 1,000 gold for dual specialization, and then we also need 1,000 for flying, and then we'll need 4,000 for cold weather flying, and then another, or is it 2,000 for cold weather? Anyway, so we'll need quite a bit. We'll need quite a bit. Yeah, these are not quite high enough level for us to really kind of worry about right now. Okay. I mean, money's money, so I'm not complaining.
Welcome, 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 adventurer. Good of you to join us. Perhaps an ale today? Or some mutton? Name your pleasure and I'll see to it that you're taken care of. My name is Mikhail, and I look forward to serving you. What's that? Trius? Keep your voice down, my friend. This isn't something for the whole tavern to hear about. You say Elling sent you here. Well then, the hospitality I expressed is now tenfold. Anything you need, just ask. I will do my best to aid you. Slim, you say. Not sure the name sounds familiar, but I'll keep my eyes out for it. Don't look now, friend, but the gentleman over by the exit is looking over here. He's listening to our conversation a little too intently, if you catch my meaning. If I were you, I'd do what you can to subdue him before he makes a break for the door.
See you later. I can't attack that target.
Oh, level 34. Whoa, this is way more than I bargained for. You're on your own, Slim. Okay, okay. No need to get all violent. I'll talk. I have a few notes from the job back at my place. I'll get them and meet you back in the inn.
Caught him, huh? Good for you. I'm surprised that was slim. I'll be honest, I never thought I'd miss the excitement of some of the more devious underground activities. I guess old habits die hard. Don't mention that to Elling. He'd probably try and get me to come back to Stormwind if he heard I missed the action. I'm glad I could at least be of a little service to you while you were in Menethil. If you need anything else, just ask.
See you around.
But now what? Oh, okay.
The Defias didn't pay me well enough to die for their cause. They took the king. Yeah, the king of Stormwind, not some lowly diplomat. He was on his way to Theramore to meet with Jaina Proudmoore. It was a big deal apparently, and a big secret. But it's not just the Defias that are involved. They're working with someone. I think they knew this was bigger than them. My part was just to get their man on board the king's ship while it was in the harbor. The guy's name was Hendel. That's all I know. I swear. Be careful. The king? I mean, the king, the real king? Are you joking? You didn't mention you were looking for the king's kidnappers? I didn't even hear he was missing. That would explain his son being crowned some. I'll send word to Elling right away. He'll want to know you're on the trail. I would never have guessed John would sell out Stormwind for some lousy coin. Even a rogue's gotta have honor when it comes to some things. The key now is to find this Hendel, and I think I can help with that. The beginning of every month, the Kultiris Marines all get paid and usually leave Theramore for somewhere else. A lot of them come here to womanize, carouse, and just have a good time. One of those groups I'd consider regulars here at the tavern, and I believe this Hendel is among them. Commander Samal in Theramore would be able to help you find him if Hendel's still stationed there. He's completely loyal to Proudmoore, but if you drop Elling's name, he should help you out. Discreetly.
See you around.
The plot thickens. Okay, so before we head out, let's go talk to James Hyle.
James? Oh, he left quite some time ago. Felt the second wind of patriotism, I suppose. Not hard to see why he would. With all the insanity in Lordaeron, many people joined up with Jaina Proudmoore when she went across the sea. My brother James went with Lady Proudmoore across the sea. Last I heard, the fighting had settled down over there, and James was setting up an inn somewhere on the continent. Wherever he is, I'm sure he's doing good business. Damn fine cook he was. I haven't heard from him for a while now. Too busy with his inn, I'd wager. But the clerk in Theramore could probably point you to him.
See you later.
All right. I want to pick these up or just go straight into South. See, both of these are pretty good. Oh, and we can pick up the Princess Trapped also and get that started.
Where would you like to fly to?
Oh, cat. Alright, let's go to Arathi first and kind of see how that's going to shake out. But there's a ton of stuff here. And it's all about the same level, surprisingly. I think Arathi kind of goes... It starts around mid-30s and goes up. Yeah, because these are like kind of level 40s. But we should still be able to do most of them. Yeah, I don't know. Those elementals are like 38, 39. We might not be able to take care of those. We'll at least drop off Malin's request. We'll turn that in just for a quick 2,000. And then the Paranal Tiara is actually up here. Yeah, we'll probably do Southshore and Hillsbrad. And of course, in Hillsbrad, we can continue our copper, tin, iron, and other herbalism a little easier. Yeah, whenever I went into Duskwood, I had all of this, all of this, all of this just packed with stuff. And yeah, I turned. See, the shoveler was I think like 180, and then the enchants were like 50 to 80 a piece. So I actually got down to about 200 and something, and then we made it all back like
So
really
Marlin sent
fast.
you? I don't care if Muradin rose up from the dead and wished you here on a dragon. I'm busy. Talk to Crichton if you need something.
See you soon.
Yeah, I think these are just going to
Don't
be
mind
a
Squirtle,
little
adventurer.
too
He doesn't
high.
mean to be rude.
Good
He's
experience,
just
though.
terribly busy. While we wait for him to finish scouting, why don't we work on something more productive? Archmage Malene sent Squirto and I here to collect reagents for him. I was at a loss as to how I was
We
going
could
to
probably
collect the
do that
items,
one, but
now that you're here, I think my problem's solved. I need the following: witherbark tusks, witherbark medicine pouches, and a shadow hunter.
We are fighting a...
Where would you like to fly to?
yeah, I think let's just kind of go and do Hillsbrad. Pick up like at least get to maybe 34 before we come back over here. Yeah, these guys are all 36. I think we could probably take them, but just the ability to hit stuff that's that much higher than you is very difficult. Bruise weed. Yeah, this should still be like iron, which I mean, if we can hit iron, then we'll be in good shape. If we could. Yeah, level 28 for those guys. Yeah, this will be good for us. $31, excellent. We should be able to go through these quests pretty quickly. Alright, so I'm just gonna sweep through here and just pick up every quest that we can.
I, the great Bartolo, shall make for you the world-famous, alliance-renowned Yeti fur cloak. Travel the planet and find yourself a better cloak, I dare you. Oh wait, what is that, little person? Bartolo, there is no finer cloak. Yes, that I have heard before. Bartolo requires a bolt of wool, a hillman's cloak made by a skilled leather worker, fine thread, and Yeti fur, of course. Bring to me these items, and you shall be a happy customer.
No. Maybe.
Ah, yes, I remember Milton. A bookworm, no doubt. Bless him, and he's right. The ruins of Alterac still hold stores of knowledge in danger of being lost. Ogres now dwell in Alterac, and they don't care much for higher learning. Those beastly ogres now reside within Alterac's ruins, and I shudder to think what they're doing with the precious book still there. You must recover what you can, enter the ruins of Alterac, and search for tomes looted by the ogres. Get whatever you can find and bring them to me, but also seek out one book in particular, The Arm of Grelic. It contains ancient troll lore that I must learn, and the ruins of Alterac was the last known location of an intact copy of this book.
Okay, I can do that.
Crushridge ogres have dug an ogre mound up in the Alterac Mountains near the ruined city of Alterac, and my scouts tell me they've taken over those ruins as well. We can't let them get cozy up there. If they think they're safe where they are, then their next step will be to move down into the foothills, which will put them right at our front door. Go north to the Alterac Mountains and hunt ogres. Bring me the dirty knuckle bones they carry, and you will earn a nice bounty. I am the new magistrate of Southshore, recently assigned after the assassination of the previous magistrate. The assassins were never found, but through our investigations, we're almost certain they were hired by the Syndicate, a group of thieves led by villainous nobles of the now-fallen kingdom of Alterac. The Syndicate has a camp north of the Horde-occupied Terran Mill, and our last clues led to that camp. Slay the Syndicate members you find there. Hail and well met, adventurer. I lead a group of adventurers investigating odd happenings in this area. My cousin in Hillsbrad recently put down his dog Stanley because the animal mystically grew to an immense size and savagely attacked anyone who came near him. I believe the undead are involved, and we're looking for signs to prove as much. Two of my companions, Quay and Kinnelori, headed to the Goshek farm in the Arathi Highlands and haven't checked in for days. Find them for me? I grow concerned.
That may have been me. Sorry.
Naru have not forgotten us.
Oh, we don't have a voice for the Draenei yet. If there's one great thing about Hillsbrad is that this region is destined to live under the shadow of war. Even something as innocuous as a cartload of stone is a target. Normally the loss of building material is no great setback. But no, the most recent shipment from the Azure Lode mine contained a crate of rare crystals. I was eager to study. Forsaken raiders intercepted the cart and drove it northeast to a tower they're attempting to rebuild. It's imperative that we retrieve those crystals. Okay.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
Transferred from the Stormwind City Guard to Southshore, a town that should be abandoned by the looks of it. Smell of the harbor day and night. Not to mention old Redpath wants me to take care of they Murloks. Ha! I can barely rouse myself to go out to some of the pockets of the overgrown fish down the western strand. If you would go in my place and take care of them, I'd appreciate it. If there's one thing you'll learn about Southshore, it's that we have some of the best cuisine north of Stormwind. Take my secret recipe for turtle bisque, for example. I've known folks to travel from as far as Darkshire just to enjoy a bowl. Speaking of which, I haven't been able to make any lately. I used to head up past Dalaran to Lake Lordamere myself to hunt snapjaws, but it's just too dangerous now. If you bring me some turtle meat from the snapjaws up north and soothing spices, I'll whip some up.
I would take the time to actually read these out loud, but you guys definitely do not want to hear my voice for that long. But there is a cool achievement for like finding all of these books and reading them. And they are quite interesting. I mean, if you've never played the old RTS games, Warcraft, Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2...
more than losing these here beautiful horses. And believe me, we've lost quite a few between them pesky undead creeps, the dang syndicate gang, and all the other good-for-nothing scoundrels poking about these parts. But I swear on my old granddaddy's grave, there ain't no bigger menace to our horses here than them mountain lions up in Alterac, always coming down from the hills and making my life difficult. You fancy yourself a hero? Go and do something about it then. I, the great Bartolo, shall make
I'll
for
pick
you
that
the world
up.
famous Alliance renowned, Yeti fur cloak. Travel the planet and find yourself a better cloak, I dare you. Oh wait, what is that, little person? Bartolo,
Assassin's
there is no finer
Contract.
Cloak. Yes, that I have heard before. Bartolo requires a bolt of wool, a hillman's cloak made by a skilled leather worker, fine thread, and Yeti fur, of course. Bring to me these items, and you shall be a happy customer.
Assassin's Contract. Where do I pick that up at, though? Is that just a drop somewhere? Look that up really quick. Okay. We have to do Syndicate Assassins first, it seems like. Alright. Let's get these Murloks first. Yeah, got a healthy amount of rested experience. Hopefully these guys will still drop some wool, but I don't know. They probably won't. I'll have to go and farm some wool. Uh-oh. I think I disconnected. Yeah, I disconnected. Alright, hang on. Am I back? Yeah, sorry. So apparently I didn't disconnect. I just had like a 40-second pause. We had some storms this morning, so my internet, I had to reset my internet. And it's still kind of a little bit on the wonky side, but... Right. Oh, he resisted. Not good. Yeah, this is gonna be cake. Excellent. Where's our weapon skills at? Go on and switch to our Berrigan's Fist for our last level. We'll just keep using that. Ooh, nice. Excuse me. I have so much gunk in my throat today. Ooh, just crushing it. Yeah, and those thick-shelled clams are exactly what we need to level our cooking. Yeah. So killing these guys right now is... Whoop. Yeah, here we go again. Maybe? No, I actually did DC that time. Alright, hang on. Alright, let's see if I'm still alive when we log back in. Ooh, alright. Yeah, our internet has been a little bit on the wonky side. Yeah, I'm still shocked at how far that seal of command actually will cleave. So our actual crit rate is 18 and 21, almost 22% once they get judgment on them. Oh, poop. Oh, poop. Well, no. Okay. Well. Wow. That's a very easy way to take care of quests. Oh yeah, we also upgraded our consecration too, so that's probably helping us quite a bit. then I believe he will send us straight in to do the Naga down here as well. Whoop.
I hope this will be enough to convince Redpath that I've, been carrying out his orders and ridding Southshore of the terrible and horrible menace of the dreaded Murloks, for there could be no greater evil than the ravages of overgrown fish. Would you believe it, adventurer? Redpath wasn't satisfied with all the Murloks we killed. Oh, now don't be modest. You had some hand in it. Now he wants me to bring proof of the dead, hacking off cold, slimy Murloc heads to submit for his approval. Be careful.
Okay. So now we get to kill more Murlocs? Okay. But there's only 10, so... Now that I know I can kill like 6 or 7 at a time, we'll just go down here to one of these little Murloc villages and take care of them. And yes, I know I've neglected my fishing. Missed. Can't remember if we can hit King's Blood yet or not. I don't think we can. I was hoping to find some Strangle Kelp. Well, I don't know why I did that. Ooh, enchant gloves fishing. Hmm. right. We'll ride back up here and see if there's any herbs. No. King's blood. $125. I don't think that'll be too hard to get to. There's a briarthorn all over the place in Hillsbrad. And we will sorry. We will save all the big bear meat also because there's a recipe that we can get for that as well.
Greetings. Oh, for the love of the light. They're dripping on the ground. Can't stand touching those things myself. Fish are all well and good, but when they grow legs and start walking around, haven't eaten a fish in weeks, let me tell you. And in Southshore, that means you aren't eating much. You know, adventurer, I'd really rather not take these heads. Since you've already got a handle on them, would you mind delivering them to Redpath for me? See you later. What can I do for you? For the Alliance. Farron's errand boy, are you? If you assisted Farron in procuring these heads, then thank you. Southshore needs hard workers and effort to maintain its protection. Please inform Lieutenant Orinel that I would like him to refocus his efforts on the Naga infesting the Eastern Strand. When he has results, tell him to report to me in person. Be careful.
Okay.
The Naga, huh? Redpath must have just received the same information as me. Ha! He'll not receive a promotion from my toil. Let me explain. My former mentor in the Stormwind City Guard sent a message to me that Alliance High Command is becoming concerned with the threat posed by the Naga. From what he's heard, there's good chances for promotion, or at least reassignment, for anyone who proves valuable in this regard. There's just one small problem. I can't handle the Naga, adventurer. Oh, sure, I could break up a drunken barroom brawl, or haul off a belligerent beggar, but the Naga are too much for me. You've got to help me, adventurer. For the Alliance.
Okay. We can do that because the Naga also drop thick-shelled clams. And that is just more cooking materials for us. Yeah, this should not take long at all. Naga scales. I'm not sure what those are for. Yeah, it's hard to get these gathered up like that because they're all ranged. So you just kind of have to pick them off one by one. Yeah, see how far that cleaves? That's crazy. I had no idea that it was that effective. Alright, so we got our sirens. Now we just need all these shore hunters. Yeah, I'm gonna miss my Varrigan's Fist, but the Shoveler is definitely going to be a huge upgrade. That's something that you don't see much that weapon. A lot of people don't use it, I guess because it looks like a shovel. Ooh, banded helm of the bear? Oh. Yeah, never mind. Surely one of them has respawned back here by now. Here. Right. So close.
With the Naga put down in Southshore, I'll be a shoo-in to be reassigned. I'll get to see Stormwind again, get away from this light-forsaken port.
Right.
It
Ding.
shouldn't be a problem getting my report seen. The new captain of the guard, Major Samuelson, was my mentor while I was stationed in Stormwind. It should give him more than enough excuse to have me transferred back to the city. I'll need you to carry my report to him, though. Wouldn't want old Redpath to catch on.
He's just a lazy guard. He just doesn't want to do anything. All right. So. Increase crit or increase damage. Both of these are really good. I mean, we don't have Crusader Strike yet. And we don't use Exorcism much, but I mean, you know, just a base 2% increase. That's pretty. All right, so we are level 32, but I don't think we're going to go back and get training just yet. I think we're okay for now. And then we will continue in the next episode with, we'll just kill all of these, grab this shipment, kill a bunch of lines, and then go north, kill some syndicate, some more mountain lions, different kinds of mountain lions. And I think there's a couple of quests to pick up here. And then we'll go in and kill some ogres too. So hope you guys will join me for that episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.